So today we are going to discuss about recurrence relation or recurrences, okay, whatever you call it. So first of all, you have to understand what is recursive function, because this recurrence relation has come from recursive function, okay. So recursive function is when function calls itself. That is called recursive function, okay. When function call itself. So we know factorial. We can write a program to find factorial uh, n as n into fact n minus 1. So this is a recursive function, okay. This is a recursive function because here every time factorial is calling fact function, okay. Fact n minus 1, and then this will again will split up, will be n into n minus 1 fact n minus 2. So this is again one call will be there, right. This fellow will call fact n minus 1, and this fellow in a way will call fact n. So like that things will go on, and this component after some time it will be reduced to maybe fact 0 or fact 1. That will be the terminal point from where it will start returning the value, okay. So all recursive function will be having one terminal value, okay, from where the function will start returning. So that is the basic concept of recursive function, okay. So when an algorithm contains a recursive calls to itself, its running time can often be described as recurrence. So recurrence definition, what is recurrence? When an algorithm contains a recursive call to itself, its running time can often be described as recurrence, okay. So its running time often be called as recurrence relation or recurrence. So this is the definition of recurrence, okay. A recurrence is an equation or inequality that describes a function in terms of its value on smaller input, okay. For example, we can have a recurrence relation. Let me rub it. So for example, we can represent this merge sort algorithm. We haven't discussed yet, but I'll give you one hint how merge sort works. So in merge sort, what happens? So we have let's say few elements 7, 8, 2, 4 or 7, 8, 4, 8, let's say. What we do, we pairwise sort them. So first 7 and 8, which is already sorted, 4 and 8 also already sorted, and then finally when these two things will come together, it will be merged and you will get the sorted output. So in that case 4, 7 and 8, both we have 8, 2 times 8, so this will be the answer. Okay, this is how merge sort works. So it follows divide and conquer strategy. Divide and conquer strategy. Merge sort follow divide and conquer strategy. Okay, so if we want to represent merge sort in terms of a merge sort procedure could be described in terms of recurrence relation, then it will look like this: Tn equal to 2t n by 2 plus theta n. Okay, so every time n is getting divided into two parts. Okay, that's why this 2t n by 2, n by 2, n by 2. Okay, so 2t n by 2, every time it's getting divided, plus theta n. Okay, when n is greater than 0, or if you can write if n is greater than 0, as I said that every recurrence relation will also be having a terminal point from where it will start returning the value. So the terminal point is the trivial case. That means when number of input is less and number of input, let us say 1. So when if n equal to 1, so this is n equal to n greater than 0. If n equal to 1, then the time taken by the merge sort is O1. Okay, theta 1, not O1, theta 1. So this is a merge sort algorithm can be represented in terms of recurrence relation. So here the major component, the main component is this one, 2t n by 2 plus theta n. This is what merge sort algorithm represents. Okay, this is trivial case when n equal to 1. This thing, it will help. This is a terminal case when n equal to 1. I have just shown you in case of factorial, when things will, the value of n will be reduced, then at some point of time the value of n will become 1 or 0. So that part, if n equal to 1, it is constant. So this part is constant. It is not contributing anything towards the time. This component is not contributing anything when n equal to 1. But when n greater than 1, that time this part is contributing immensely to the algorithm. Okay, 2t n by 2, 2t n by 2, because in merge sort it is like a divide and conquer strategy. Every time we are partitioning. Okay, every time you are partitioning, so its partition is happening here. Divide and conquer strategy is applied over here. So that is what merge sort algorithm is. So now what is the problem? The problem is that recurrence relation we got. This is the recurrence relation. Now we want this recurrence relation to be solved. Okay, so in merge sort we have Tn equal to theta 1 when if n equal to 1, trivial case, and otherwise 2t n by 2 plus theta n when if n is greater than 1, not equal to greater than 1. That means at least one input has to be there and more than that. I mean more than one input. When the situation is more than one input, that means let's say 3 and 2. These two are there. So input is 2. So in case of merge sort, it is trivial case though, 2, 3. So this is what n greater than equal to 1. Okay, n greater than 1. So this is how this recurrence relation. So this is the recurrence relation. So if you represent the algorithm in terms of recurrence relation, then it never say anything. It doesn't say anything about the algorithm, how much time it takes. You cannot say anything from this, how much time this algorithm takes. If you represent like this, it is not going to tell you how much time it takes. So you have to solve it. You have to solve this recurrence relation. You have to solve. So if you solve this, the result will be Tn equal to theta of n log n. Merge sort algorithm, you know that many of you might be knowing already. Merge sort algorithm and quick sort algorithm, they both takes n log n time. N log n time is less than n square. Remember that n log n time is less than n square, because n square can be written as n into n, and n is greater than log n. Okay, so this is less than n square. So this is the result. This is the result we are expecting. So this is the result any algorithm expert or the developer will be expecting to analyze the algorithm. If you say n log n, it is understandable. If you say merge sort x2 2t n by 2 plus theta, and nobody is going to interpret it, because it is in terms of this reconciliation. So reconciliation is not our motto. Our motto is to solve it and get the relation, get the result. What is the result? What is the solution to that reconciliation? So that's why we have to solve the reconciliation. And now I'm going to tell you how many ways you can actually solve the reconciliation. Okay, so this reconciliation can be represented in terms of theta or big O bounds. Okay, so in terms of theta or big O bounds, theta or big O bounds you can represent, sometimes omega also. Okay, so we have three methods to do so. So there are three methods. There are three methods to solve reconciliation. Majorly three methods. Okay, first one is substitution method. First one is substitution method. Second one is recursion tree method. And third one is master method. Okay, master method. These three methods we have. We are going to discuss master method today. But remember that substitution method. And so substitution method, what happens in case of substitution method? Just I'm giving you a hint, later on I'll cover it more detail. So substitution method, what it does, it guess the form of the solution. Guess the form of the solution. This is point number one. Point number two, substitution method is use mathematical induction. Use mathematical induction to find the constant and show the solution works. Okay, so these two things are important for substitution method. What are the two things? Guess the form of the solution. So you have to guess the solution well ahead, and then you have to use the induction method. Okay, induction method is what? For n equal to 0, n equal to 1, n equal to k, n equal to k plus 1, and then finally that for the terminal value or everything, it is that guess is working. Whatever you have guessed, that solution is working, you have to show that. So that method is called induction method. Next is recursion tree method. Once again, recursion tree method is although the substitution method can provide a good proof that a solution to a recurrence is correct, it is sometimes difficult to come up with a good guess. That is the problem, because here you will be guessing the stuff, guessing the solution. So it is sometimes it is difficult to come up with a good guess. During that time we can use recursion tree. We can directly draw a recursion tree, and through that also we can find. Okay, so in a recursion tree, each node represents the cost. So here in recursion tree, each node in the tree, each node represent the cost. We will see that when you solve the problem with using recursion tree. Third one is master method. So master method is a typical method where if you get the reconciliation in a particular form, if you see that form is matching with that master method form, then you can directly apply master method and you will get the direct results. Okay, so the form of master method is if the reconciliation is in the form of Tn equal to a t n by b plus fn. Okay, if if the solution is the reconciliation is in this form, then directly you can apply master method. Okay, now what is a, what is b, what is fn, I'm going to discuss that in the next. Okay, so these are the three methods. Remember students, one is substitution method, recursion tree method, master method. Okay, so I have discussed what is recurrence, what is the relationship with the recursive function, and why it is important to solve the reconciliation, because reconciliation representation itself is not going to help us. We have to get the solution. So there are three methods: substitution method, recurrence tree method, master method. Okay,